it's obvious that this is a huge PR disaster for the Trump administration. There's no way for them to spin their way out of this. I think the Epstein issue had, for a lot of MAGA types, became a proxy for whether this DOJ was going to live up to their very high expectations. And obviously, Bondi, Bongino, Patel, everyone involved in this sort of failed on that.
A huge PR disaster for the Trump administration? What in the world could this Fox News guest be talking about? Could it be a Truth Social post Saturday night that President Trump put out insisting that people stop talking about the Epstein files? How's that working out? I'm Mediaite founding editor Colby Hall, and what a bonkers weekend it was for President Trump, his DOJ, and this crazy insistence that people stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. This is a story that MAGA has largely been led to believe was absolutely true and that Trump was going to out once he got into office. And now he and his administration are saying there's nothing to see here. It's a Jedi mind trick that seems to be backfiring. A week ago, the DOJ put out a memo saying the Epstein files didn't exist, the case was closed, it's time to move on. This outraged a lot of people, a lot of Trump supporters who were led to believe that they were going to get to the bottom of this, right? And it came up during a cabinet meeting, a reporter asked, and Trump was incensed. He was really angry that it would come up.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things.
He sort of asked people to stop talking about it. Turns out that wasn't the case. It became sort of a big issue, especially on very pro-Trump outlets like Fox News. So on Saturday evening, Trump put out a voluminous Truth Social post that just basically directed everyone to stop talking about the Epstein files. Trump wrote, "What is going on with my boys, in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world. And, quote, selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein." So what is he talking about? Over the weekend, there was the Talking Points USA conference. TPUSA is a student conservative organization run by Charlie Kirk. And guess what was a primary topic? The Epstein files. For example, this is Fox News host Laura Ingraham, who's a huge Trump loyalist. This is how she opened her comments at the conference.
How many of you are satisfied? You can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation? Clap. How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation?
Then there was Tucker Carlson, who was similarly aggrieved.
I think it's entirely fair to ask them, and it's not adequate to say anyone who asked them is somehow desecrating the memory of little girls who died in Texas. I'm not going to put up with that answer. I don't care who gives that answer. That is not acceptable.
So who exactly is he talking about with the desecration of these girls' memories?
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration.
And it seems clear to me that Tucker Carlson's taking a direct shot at President Trump there, right? But the most vocal critic was Megyn Kelly, who basically said this was a problem of their own making.
Well, this is the first big scandal, I'd say, of the Trump administration that's on Team Rational. It's not a fake media scandal like the left tries to create for President Trump every other day. It's one of the right's own making, and it's not going well.
It's not going well. How not well is it going?
Make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
Raise your hand if it matters a lot to you. Raise your hand. So every hand of 7,000 people.
Everybody cares.
A lot. I said a lot. Every hand.
Megyn went out of her way to say that Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and has done all this great things. But on this instance, she just said he's not paying attention.
I just don't think this has captured his attention quite yet. But it needs to, because it's starting to create a real hornet's nest within the administration. And I've got to be honest, I blame Pam Bondi.
That's right, Pam Bondi. Megyn Kelly has previously said that she's not going to last within the administration, and she went hard after Pam Bondi.
She has never missed an opportunity to go on television and dangle sweet nothings that might be coming your way. Try to lead you to believe that she's got it. It's on her desk. It's coming tomorrow. You're going to see something on Epstein. And it was a tease. So you either believe that Pam Bondi was telling the truth then or that she's telling the truth now. But both cannot be true. She was either lying when she went on Fox News all those times saying, I've got it, we're looking at it, wait until you see it, it's horrible. Or she's lying in her 2-page memo that they released on a Sunday night at the tail end of a holiday weekend to Axios, as if Axios is where we all go for our news. Hell no.
So now we understand why Trump opened that Truth Social post about the guys and gals who were going hard after Pam Bondi. For selfish reasons? Let's look again at what Trump said in that Truth Social post. Not only did he say that people should give Pam Bondi a pass and move on from this, he basically said the Epstein files, which he and his surrogates basically insisted were real and they were going to prosecute, they were a conspiracy, but they were a deep state conspiracy promoted by Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and James Comey. So it is a conspiracy, but it's a conspiracy of the left, which is just a bonkers switcheroo. Like, that makes no sense. Even Fox and Friends weekends were like, no, this is an issue.
The problem is you can't really do it without giving some explanation, and there has to be some explanation, and I think that's why you have a lot of people still pretty with a lot of very valid questions about it.
You can defuse this ticking time bomb if you simply get out there, sit down, the AG, get the deputy director, and get the director himself. Put them in front of cameras, have them make a statement, and have them answer questions. You can't tell me that 1,000 people were hurt and that there are no people out there that we can arrest.
And then Fox News Sunday, which is their premier Sunday talk show hosted by Shannon Breen, read from the FBI memo from a week ago, and Andy McCarthy, a respected legal analyst for Fox News, he laid it out very clear.
We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. Andy, that's simply not what a lot of people wanted to hear.
Well, of course it's not, but that's because they spun people up with the things that they were saying that they shouldn't have said, whether it was in their pre-government careers or some of the extravagant statements the Attorney General has made about this case. Shannon, when the government wants to bury something, they don't charge.
When the government wants to bury something, they don't charge. I mean, that sounds like a cover-up. What's interesting about this is it's the intersection of politics and media, because the people that are now in leadership roles at the DOJ, the FBI, they're former media people. And they're people like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino who insisted that there was a there, that these Epstein files were legit, and that, basically suggesting that they were going to put powerful politicians and people of great influence in handcuffs because of the raping of thousands of girls, which Pam Bondi basically promised as well earlier in the administration. This leads us to Fox News Media Buzz, where Sarah Bedford, who's an editor at Washington Examiner, laid it out as clear as possible.
It's obvious that this is a huge PR disaster for the Trump administration. There's no way for them to spin their way out of this. I think the Epstein issue had, for a lot of MAGA types, became a proxy for whether this DOJ was going to live up to their very high expectations. And obviously, Bondi, Bongino, Patel, everyone involved in this sort of failed on that. I don't think they could have scripted a better way to keep the conspiracy theories alive than the way they handled it, promising that a lot of information was going to come and then sort of backtracking without any real explanation. I think this is only going to add fuel to the conspiracies around Epstein.
Adding fuel to the conspiracy theories is exactly what's happening. Lucy Caldwell sort of made a similar point, that these are people that have long believed, most of MAGA long believed, that there is this sex child trafficking ring, and for Trump to simply say this isn't a story, it just plays more into that conspiracy.
But they all are and report being super concerned about sex trafficking, super concerned about the issues around the Epstein specter, right? Why? Because they have been conditioned by Trump and by MAGA for years to believe whatever issue you came in caring about into this movement, this is a thing of grave concern. So they've been conditioned for years on this, and now they're being told nothing to see here.
So it's interesting that Trump basically said, stop talking about the Epstein files Saturday night, and yet it still got mentioned a lot on Fox News. As I wrote in a column, Fox News is grappling with covering two sort of editorial missions. Their opinion shows are very pro-Trump, They advocate on behalf of Trump. But they also know to serve an audience that is obsessed with this story and are convinced that there has been this massive conspiratorial cover-up. And so on Sunday, Fox News basically ignored the Trump's direction and sort of did what they thought their audience wanted. Cut to Monday morning, Trump's very favorite Fox News TV show is Fox and Friends, an opinion show. Guess what topic they just refused to cover? That's right. They completely ignored this entire story because apparently the showrunners and talent at Fox and Friends, they have more loyalty to what Trump wants than what their audience wants, at least for now. Again, this is an absurd story that, I'm not going to say is going to sort of lead to Trump's losing a lot of followers, because I think the walls have been closing in on Trump forever, and yet he still is as strong as he's been. That said, when you spin up a base, a MAGA base that is convinced that there's a big conspiracy here, and then you say that there's no there, those conspiracy theorists aren't going to go away. And they're going to start pointing the finger at President Trump. And that's not a good place for Trump to be, or Fox News, as they figure out what's more important. Do they appeal to a MAGA audience that wants to get to the bottom of this conspiracy? Or do they get in line and serve as, quote, state-run TV, as Fox News critics have called him? Please click the like and subscribe button for more videos like this. I'm Mediaite founding editor Colby Hall. Thank you for watching.